Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. So happy to have you here with me today. Now today's reading is a weekly reading focusing on the energy surrounding us during the week of December 17th through the 23rd. For the reading, I'm using the Good Tarot deck by Colette Baron-Reid, and I will pull one additional oracle card from the Soul's Journey deck by James Van Praagh. Just a reminder, these are general readings, so the messages may or may not resonate. The only way to get a truly personalized reading with me would be to order a private reading. If you're interested, all of the info can be found in the description box below this video. All right, so let's jump into it. I have shuffled off camera, but I will give the deck a few more shuffles. So Spirit, what are the messages for the week of December 17th through the 23rd? What do we need to know? What are the energies surrounding us during the week of December 17th through the 23rd. What do we need to know? What are the messages for the week of the 17th through the 23rd? I'm going to give the deck one final shuffle. And divide the deck into three. Alright, so we have in the past position the energy heading into this week. Wow, powerful energy. We have Major Arcana number 7, the Chariot, followed by Major Arcana number 18, the Moon, and, wow, the Six of Air. This is the Six of Swords. And from the bottom of the deck, our overall energy for the week, we have the Messenger of Air. So this would be the, how interesting. And then below it, we have the Fool. Well, I think that might, I'm going to leave those two together here. Because I think that there might be something to do with this Fool with the Messenger of Air that we need to hear together. Now, let's take a look at the Oracle card. So, Spirit, one additional message for the week of December 17th through the 23rd. One additional card for the week of December 17th through the 23rd. What do we need to know? Okay, I'll do one last shuffle. Oops. Try that again. There we go. And divide the deck. And we have adversity. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. Interesting. Okay, so let me put this here and put a couple of stones. Here we go, my crystals. This can go here. All right. So starting off here with the Chariot. Well, the Chariot in the past position. Well, we have two major arcanas, right, which are powerful messages. Sort of half of the reading we have major arcana, so significant or strong messages coming through and possibly things quite out of our own control, right? When we do have half the reading showing up as major arcanas, it usually suggests that there's a lot of divine orchestration at play, divine timing, the universe kind of stepping in and moving things forward for us. So, and especially with this Chariot card, this is you might, depending on when you're listening to the message, you might have already sort of experienced this energy towards the end of last week or over the weekend heading into this week. For others, you might be experiencing it more towards the beginning of the week. But it's a very empowering energy, right? The Chariot. It's a card of victory. It's also a card of, you can see the woman there. She is in this chariot. She has control of the two horses, right? And we have the opposing yin and yang energies here, the light and dark. And even though she's loosely holding on to the reins here, she is very much in control of not only the horses, but also where she's going. So where she's heading to, right? Sometimes with the chariot, there's movement. This can be, and we also have another card of movement here with the outbound energy of the Six of Air, but I'll get to that. So this can be, whether you are just moving on, sort of mentally moving away or moving on from something, or physically moving with the chariot. We do have this, movement across land, possibly with the chariot card. It is also, the number 7, sort of this divine number as well here. So there could be something to do with movement, changing even where you're living, moving to a different place. And then, having this very successful growth surrounding that, because this is a card of victory. So, and the chariot, always look at it, it's like it's victory sort of after a lot of obstacles, or after hard work, or after, so it didn't come easily, maybe, this victory, but there is a victory here. So you've been able to sort of, keep your eye on wherever it is that you want to go, or whatever the end goal is for you, and then just really stick with it in order to have this victory. So there's been there might have been learning. You could have been learning more about yourself during this time. And now it's like, you're ready to set off on this, whatever this, or in sort of in the direction of whatever this new thing might be. Now, with the moon card appearing in the present position, the moon card, besides being major arcana, it's also a card that is linked with, the subconscious. Obviously, we have the moon here, so this can be important messages coming through in your dreams. It can have to do with, I would say, it's a good idea to keep a dream journal or just a notebook next to your bed. Jot down, when you wake up in the morning, you might remember certain, even if it's just sort of images, or, just small parts of your dream, jot them down. They might seem unimportant at the time, but as you move through the day or the week, right, you might see how they play into what's going on, how they might bring you additional guidance. And with the moon, and it is a card of, like I was saying, of the subconscious, and sort of the, like the invisible realms. And even though we can't always see or understand what is actually going on behind the scenes, right, when I was saying here with the universe really stepping in and, and pushing things along, even though we might not see these things going on behind the scenes, it's like deep down, or we have this feeling, we have this, our intuition tells us that there is a lot going on behind the scenes here. So there could be, with this behind the scenes idea, there could be us finding out about things, right? Sometimes when the moon comes out, it has to do with uncovering, truths about a situation, or uncovering new, information about something that maybe we've been trying to figure out, and it's like we finally kind of figure it out, but it's by using our intuition, or, these messages coming through in these like non-traditional ways. It can also have to do with like facing fears, because the moon, much like the sun, the moon comes, it comes to shine its light, but unlike the sun, it doesn't illuminate, right? It casts shadows. And so it's like those hidden things, the things that that aren't like necessarily visible to, to us, to the naked eye. We have to really go within and learn to use our own psychic abilities, intuition, in order to figure those things out. This could be figuring something out, or uncovering something to do with this move, this victory, this move. This could be, again, moving across land, moving from one city to another. This could, and again, we have another, and every time this card comes out in a reading, I probably say the same thing, because it does really make me think of, of like a travel card, the Six of Air. And yes, it's interesting because it's a boat, but the boat is flying through the air. And so if we think about the Six of of Swords in the traditional tarot, it usually has a woman with her child, and she's being rowed away in a rowboat, sort of from choppy waters to calmer waters. And so it suggests that, there's a leaving behind of a difficult situation, period, time in that person's life, and she's heading into a calmer, better, more productive, more opportunities for her. It's moving out of one situation. As it is Swords, it's air energy. And air energy deals with our thoughts. It's the suit of the mind. It's where we come up with our ideas. It's communication, so communicating those ideas. So, it can be mentally moving away, moving on, right? Mentally leaving behind a bad situation, and heading into hopefully a better situation, whether this is, a work situation, a relationship, however it plays out in your life. So mentally moving on, or this could be, again, with the Chariot card also appearing in this reading, it could be a physically moving on, right? So actually moving. And as this is a ship, but it's flying, there could be travel, right? And we have two sort of travel, movement, leaving things behind. So there could be travel by air, by boat, by land, right? However this travel might play out for you. And I did look at both of these because we have the Messenger of Air that was at the bottom of the deck, and immediately below it was the Zero card of the Major Arcana, so the Fool. And, messengers, this would be the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords it's usually a fast-paced energy. Sorry, let me lower this. You can't see this, can you? Sorry about that. There. So, the Knight of Swords is a fast-paced energy. And usually, he kind of goes off, he rushes off in search of something. The Knights in the Tarot, they are, they're the ones who go off on quests. They go off, to find or to bring back things. They go off to... or they can come with messengers, right? And in this particular deck, the Knights are actually called messengers. So the Messenger of Air is usually, could be a person, right? When we have court cards in a reading, they can be people. So you might be dealing with more of a middle-aged air sign individual, male or female, but Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. And, usually this person is very quick thinking, right? Is usually... quick to act, is somebody who's very good at at expressing him or herself, right? So coming up with these ways to do things, or new opinions, way of thinking, and then getting that across very forcefully, quite well. They're good at getting that point across. Sometimes it has to do with in this particular deck, this Messenger of Air can have to do with needing to broaden your perspective. It can also have to do with, you might be thinking about situations from your past, thinking about if you want to, continue thinking or acting the same way, or, dealing with a situation in the same way, or do you want to change, adapt to a new way of thinking, adapt to a new way of behaving. And it is a fast-paced energy, right? The Knight of Wands, the Knight of Swords, they're the two fastest moving of the Knights in the Tarot. And then, with it having the Fool immediately below it, this is a brand new beginning. The Fool is the Zero card of the Major Arcana, and it's a brand new start. It's a new cycle. And it's, it's about keeping the faith, about having or taking a leap of faith. Possibly, if this is a new move, or this move to a new place, leaving something behind here, this could require courage, right? And this might require this, even though you can't see everything at this time, even though there might be some of the details, you might not know them all yet. You're being asked to sort of trust in the fact that, the invisible realms will reveal each step along the way. So, you're meant to kind of just move forward and trust that, that this is possible. So it kind of requires this leap of faith. That's interesting. Now, the adversity card, let me get the guidebook. I like to read the full meaning from the guidebook for the oracle cards. And this one says, adversity. No one ever said life was going to be easy. Obstacles are presented to you so you may overcome them. Believe that you will, because if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. Confidence comes to those who have succeeded in conquering adversity. And then the next hurdle won't seem as daunting. Adversity is an opportunity for you to reach out to your soul family. You are not alone in this time of challenge. If you need help, others are waiting to offer assistance. This test may have come into your life to teach you to receive rather than give, which is interesting because this kind of ties in with the message of, needing to adapt a new way of thinking. This also ties in with what I was saying about the Chariot card and how you might have had to face a number of challenges, before reaching this victory. And then, even though you can't kind of see or you might not understand or all of the details about where you're heading, if there is, again, this messenger of air, this could be news. This could be news about this brand new start, right? And so even though there might be some things that you don't know yet, right? You're being asked to just think about everything that you have overcome so far and how you have, been successful, and then trust in whatever this, is coming in. That even if you can't see everything right now, it will get revealed to you in divine timing. So very beautiful message for this week. I do hope that the messages have helped you. I thank you for joining me today. I look forward to reading for you again, and just know that I'm sending you much peace, love, and light for a wonderful week. Bye for now.